What's going on, Flicks Talkers? Welcome back to another movie review, this time for a documentary. It is called Inmate #1, The Rise of Danny Trejo. Now, this was something that was advertised. I saw on a trailer about a month ago, and I was actually really super excited just to check this one out. But before I get into the synopsis and kind of just my likes and dislikes of this film, make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up as well as the subscribe and bell notification for more movie content as well as movie news. I do a lot of watch alongs as well as every Sunday, my friend Elliot, Movie Files, we like to do a weekly wrap up on just the biggest TV and movie news of the week. Alright guys, so Inmate #1 just chronicles the life of Danny Trejo. Now most of us, unless we have been living under a rock for like the past 30-40 years, we don't know that name Danny Trejo. So his legacy pretty much dates back all the way as far as film goes to 1985. But this documentary, it does chronicle, his life from birth pretty much, and it does explore his upbringing, traumatic upbringing, I would say, as far as diving deep into drug use, just hanging out with the wrong crowd, as well as like family members that he was hanging around with that were very just toxic and damaging to his young life, in and out of prison as well as juvenile hall at a young age before age 18, and then just going on to prison, some of the worst prisons on the planet. And we're not just talking about 1-2 prisons. He went to about 7 or 8 different major prisons throughout the country, and it really documents all of this and then his life change. No spoilers at all if you guys don't really know his life or whatever, but it does kind of open your eyes to the possibilities of what could possibly happen if you live this thug lifestyle of just robbing people, constantly doing drugs to mask a lot of the pain that he was feeling inside, and the road to redemption. So it does talk about him turning over a stone, turning over a new leaf, and helping people. And he does talk about that. If it wasn't for him helping people, he'd be dead. He'd be in the grave. And he believes in karma so much, which I do as well. You give back what you put out in the world. So I thought it was beautifully shot. You get to see a lot of the close-ups, a lot of the thing with Danny Trejo is, we like to make jokes and memes about how he has like over 300 movies in his resume, on his catalog. He kind of takes whatever is thrown at him, and to a degree that is true, but you have to realize he didn't become popular later in life, so these roles aren't going to always be there, for him, as opposed to someone that started off as a teenage actor or kid actor, or even someone in their 30s. I believe he started like in his 40s, whether it be with Heat or From Dusk Till Dawn in the 90s. But they do talk about some of the lesser known projects, which are awesome, because Death Wish 4 was also another one that I never saw, but I knew about those movies, Charles Bronson, just kind of growing up and stuff. So his catalog is extensive, yes, but he explains the reasons for doing all of that, as well as giving back to the community, being a mentor and just speaking. And that's what I really respected about him. I got to find out a little bit more about him, because once again, we just see him in like these really cheesy like B-rated movies, but then we get to see him like in movies like Machete or like From Dusk Till Dawn, which is like one of my favorite movies of all time. Desperado, he has a lot of Robert Rodriguez ties, Quentin Tarantino ties and stuff like that. So we get to see, his involvement with the big pictures, as well as like those B, C, D, Z list movies that we always see like on the Netflix channels, freaking Three-Headed Shark or whatever the hell, those kind of movies that he's in, as well as his ties to the Latin community, why he's such a huge Latin influence, to Trejo's Tacos, and Trejo's, I think he has a donut place as well here in LA. So, there's a lot of ties to him in the community, and he's really made something of himself like in the last, 30 years. Once again, someone that started later in life. It was a cool focus because you don't really get to see that, as well as some of the big names that he's worked with in Hollywood. I think this was an excellent watch, an excellent documentary. I didn't really have any gripes with it. I don't know how I can have gripes with someone's biopic. You really can't. This is the life that they're living, that they've led, and I thought it was beautifully shot. You get to see a lot of interviews with people that he grew up with, even people that he went to jail with. So, I mean, you get a lot of interactions, left and right, as well as A-list celebrities. You get, I believe it was, once again, Robert Rodriguez, like I said. You have Cheech Marin in there. He also talks about, like, Robert De Niro working with him. You get to see Michelle Rodriguez as well in the documentary. So you get to see a lot of people kind of speaking, good on his name. So I thought, once again, watching all of this, I have a higher respect for Mr. Trejo himself, aka Machete. I think he's a huge part of the Latin community. Whether you look at that movie as an exploitation, it is what it is. But it was, it put a Mexican American guy in the forefront, and that's something that was not being done and has not been done for such a long time. So I mean, we're making great strides now. So I think for that, I'm maybe a little biased in my review on this, but I think this was A+ documentary. So I'd probably give it around a 4.5 out of 5, saying definitely watch it. If you guys want to, definitely watch someone come from nothing to something, definitely check out Inmate #1, The Rise of Danny Trejo. Alright guys, are you going to check out Inmate #1 on July 7th, 2020? Let me know. Once again, give me a thumbs up if you guys did appreciate my recommendation, my review on this, as well as hitting that subscribe for more content like this. Like I said, I do watch-alongs, I do vlogs, out and abouts. I do, movie news weekly with my buddy Elliot. We do the weekly wrap-up, so I have so much content here on this channel. All it takes is a simple subscribe. Alright guys, till next time, I'm gone. Peace.